Welcome to another weekly installment of Turnpike Sports. I am Dave Weishuttle, and I am joined, as always, by my producer and co-host, Doug Weishuttle. Doug, football's back.
Wow, it's about time. And I'll tell you something. Yesterday was the longest day in creation. It always is for those night games, but since this was the first game of the season, it was actually almost unbearable to wait for that game. And then that damn rain delay.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The rain delay is, about 45 minutes? I guess the scheduled kickoff was 8:20. I think rain moved in, and I think the lightning was the big problem, and I think kickoff was 9:05. But they had the ceremony beforehand. They had the unfurling of the Philadelphia Eagles banner commemorating their win.
All of that was pretty
Bowl.
cool.
Really great.
The one thing I got to ask, and I know I'm probably going to annoy Philadelphia fans with this, but is every trick play going to be called the Philly Special now?
Yes. Well, I think it was. That was the Philly Special. So that was the just different people involved.
I just thought that looked like the one Tom Brady dropped.
Yeah, but yeah.
It was almost the exact play.
I think I heard Philadelphia radio this morning, and someone said, looks like Tom Brady threw his avocado ice cream against the wall when he saw Nick Foles catch another ball. So, and by the way, how badly, and I'm going to blame Vegas for this, how badly did they screw up in their prognostication of this game? They got it right early in the week when they had the Eagles 4-point favorites, but as the week went on, the point spread dwindled.
I think you're going to start seeing this more and more often, especially now with the West Coast, East Coast books, because I think the East Coast teams are going to get more favorable odds in the East Coast.
Yeah, well, again, the Eagles, early in the week, the Eagles were about 4-point favorites, and then it went down a couple days before. It was 2.5 favorites, and then it was a pick'em, and then by game time, the Atlanta Falcons were a 1-point favorite again, and the Eagles were playing at home again.
The underdog factor there, and quite honestly,
and it was the same game. I don't know what they were looking at. It was the same game, the same players. It ended the same way.
Well, there were one player was missing, LeGarrette Blount. Maybe that affected it. Alshon Jeffrey didn't play though, but you know what? I just think they just don't like the Eagles.
I guess not. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe it's Foles. Maybe it's the fact it's a backup quarterback that's stuck in their heads, no matter who it is.
Foles played last year in the playoff game,
which
ended the same way. It was almost exactly the same game.
Down to the second.
And they picked it the same way. They made the same mistake twice. It's ridiculous. Well, and to be fair, Foles did have a terrible preseason, but you know what? Preseason doesn't count.
But the one thing you got to look at in the preseason last year, I don't think Foles had a good preseason last year either.
Well,
maybe a lot of the changes, I don't know. I think it was just Vegas had a bug up their butt with going with Philly.
Get with it, Vegas, because Jersey and New York has some pretty good forecasters too. So you might want to step up your game. Vegas.
You got to remember also they were Patriot favorites over on the West Coast for the Super Bowl. And
of course,
they had no respect for the Eagles.
Yeah, well,
anyway,
looks strange.
Yeah, exactly. So
well, like I said, it was a busy week. So let's take a ride on the Turnpike.
Exit 1.
We are going to go first exit, as always, a sports betting update around the country. Let's start with Jersey, since that's basically where it all began for everybody, legalized sports betting. We have now 5 mobile/online sports books in New Jersey. William Hill and FanDuel both launched their mobile sites, their apps, over the past week, joining DraftKings, Play Sugar House, Play MGM Sports, and now we have a total of 6 casinos and 2 racetracks with physical sports books, joined with 5 online mobile sports books in New Jersey. We also have Ocean Resort and Golden Nugget launch their permanent sports books on their properties. By the way, the Ocean Resort property, that sportsbook is gorgeous.
Well, they were planning on that. They wanted a state-of-the-art sports book, and I think it's beautiful. I think they did a great job of it. We were there when they first started taking bets, and it in their first, temporary one.
It was a temporary iteration of it. It was right in the middle of everything. Now, judging by what we're seeing, that is one of the best sports books. I don't care West Coast, East Coast. That is one of the best sports books there is.
When this year started, as a resident of New Jersey, I was very happy that sports betting was going to come and we can do it, and it'd be great. A new element to the game. But as a consumer in New Jersey, I am now confused. I mean, the prospect of sports betting, laying on your couch, sitting at and watching the games from your couch and betting on it in your phone, but I just don't know which one to go with for the betting app,
which is leading me to believe that you're going to have multiple accounts with multiple sports books online, because you're going to have to do some shopping.
I guess so. It's strange. I just don't. And I wonder if a lot of these places, William Hill, DraftKings, FanDuel, Play MGM, they have physical locations at places in New Jersey. They're in casinos. I'm wondering, back to the old problem or quandary that I'm having, as, say, if you're a Giants fan, you're going to get better odds in South Jersey than in North Jersey. Or if you're an Eagles fan, you should go up to North Jersey because, they're going to put a better odds on the Eagles up there because a lot of money is going to go on to the Giants. Well, it's just a strange kind of situation. I'm wondering if they're going to coordinate with their online sites to have some kind of regularity with these betting odds.
Again, it's just one of those things. But, going around the country here, you mentioned William Hill.
William Hill, yeah.
They just made a huge deal with El Dorado Resorts, and it's affecting an Atlantic City casino, too. They did a deal with El Dorado Resorts. They handle all their sports betting operations.
Okay, where's El Dorado Resorts?
They are in the middle of the country. They have about 13 states with properties in them.
Okay, all right.
I
see it right here. Colorado, Illinois, Iowa, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. Wow,
right.
Boy.
And William Hill gave them 20% of the company of William Hill U.S., and they're going to be the sports betting partner for El Dorado Resorts. And because of this deal, they are now working with Tropicana
in Atlantic
City to put a sportsbook on the boardwalk.
Wow.
With Tropicana. So it's having far-reaching effects. You also had West Virginia starting up.
Hey, congratulations to West Virginia. I guess they had a great opening. But I think their first day, they had a soft opening, but their first Saturday, West Virginia Mountaineers were playing Tennessee.
Right. And the first day, the first Saturday with the college football betting brought in over 300,000. I think it was 340,000, something like that. And there's going to be 4 other properties that are going to be having sports books, including the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Greenbrier.
Okay, great.
Which will be interesting to see. And then you also have Mississippi.
Sure.
Mississippi reported that they brought in, as their handle, $9.8 million in their first month of legalized sports betting. That's the handle. That's not what the state's getting out of that stuff. But I found this out. Their first weekend of college football, the first 4 hours leading up to 11 a.m., they had about 425 bets per hour made.
Wait a minute. I'm doing the math here. 4 hours leading up to what time did they open?
They opened up at 7 a.m.
Okay. Yep. That's like the early. I was at the FanDuel Sportsbook in the Meadowlands. What time? Well, they open up at 10, right?
Yep.
Okay.
By the time...
Good for Mississippi. Hey, open up early. What the hell?
By the time they closed on Sunday night 1 a.m. or Monday morning 1 a.m., they had booked almost 5,600 bets.
Wow.
So they were getting bets in at a record pace, and that's very impressive for a first-run thing. It's just the sports books there are making money hand over fist.
I would be curious in Mississippi what people are betting on. I'm assuming college football because college football is a religion down there. But I'm curious to see Sunday, where does the money go to? I mean, I don't know. Saints Florida.
Probably.
Where's it go?
It'll probably be Saints.
It'd be interesting to see.
Exit 2.
I love it when politics and betting collide here.
Yep.
Now, we're all familiar. How can you not be familiar with the anonymous op-ed piece in the New York Times?
Did a story on the Bet Flash.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So jumping on this, MyBookie and Bovada both have put odds out on who the anonymous writer is.
Well, of course, for people who don't know, there was an anonymous Trump official from the White House who published an opinion piece in the New York Times, and no one knows.
It's called an op-ed.
An op-ed, and no one knows who it is. So, of course, these sports books are jumping all over it.
Well, my bookie jumped in, and they listed Mike Pence as their favorite with 2 to 3 odds. It's interesting because they've got 18 others, and they're all various odds, and then they have the field, anyone else they didn't name, at 1 to 3, which is supposedly the most popular bet. And the reason they chose Mike Pence as the favorite is the phrase lodestar, which Mike Pence had used in a whole bunch of speeches. Not to be outdone, Canada's Bovada put out odds on who this would be too, and their favorite was Attorney General Jeff Sessions at 5 to 2 odds.
That makes sense.
I mean, they have Melania Trump at 50 to 1. They even have President Trump at 25 to 1.
That's weird. Why would President Trump do that to himself?
It's just one of those things, and you know what? the logic escapes me of him doing it, but the logic of him doing it, given what he's been doing lately.
I mean, can you actually? You can't bet in the U.S. on this. You have to go
outside.
I guess my bookie is
Costa Rica.
And Bovada is Canada. So right. You can bet if you're in Costa Rica or if you're in Canada, you can bet on this, right?
Well, according to...
I wonder how much money they're bringing in on this. Is this a popular bet?
I don't know, but for Bovada, it's only a good bet if the New York Times confirms the source by New Year's Eve 2020.
Okay. So...
you've got that long to wait.
So wait, the person can come out and say, yeah, I'm the one who wrote the op-ed piece, but unless the New York Times confirms their statement.
On the Bovada site.
On the Bovada site.
My bookie doesn't give a damn.
Okay, good.
So right. it's one of those things where we'll see what happens. They're having fun with it, so, and rightly so.
Exit 3.
I thought we'd talk some normal sports here. Umpire Joe West is
Country
in the news.
Joe West.
He's always making his presence felt here.
He just interjects himself into these games. Go ahead, Doug.
Well, Umpire Joe West confiscated a card, or in his terms, a foreign substance or foreign item from Phillies reliever Austin Davis in their loss to the Chicago Cubs back on Saturday. Basically, what was happening between batters, Davis was pulling something out of his uniform and looking at it, then putting it away, and then pitching. So West had noticed it.
It was a scouting report. It's a cheat sheet. I mean,
West did the really strict interpretation of that rule with 6.02C7. I had it written down here because it's such a crazy thing. States that the pitcher shall not have on his person or in his possession any foreign substance. And again, the Phillies said it was a short of a cheat sheet. They give it to the outfielders. All the outfielders have them when the batters come up. They take a look at it, and they know what to do defensive-wise. So it was the same thing the pitcher was doing. Now, what was interesting, according to Major League Baseball, West made a mistake.
Well, yeah, of course. Look, the MLB wants – they're embracing this analytic thing, sabermetrics, the analytics. Every player, every pitch has a certain place where a pitcher has to pitch and a fielder has to stand, and it's one of those things where if you want this in the game, you're gonna have to let the pitchers do something like this. But let me tell you something. The strict interpretation, I guess Joe West was correct. It's strictly interpreted, but look, you have to have some
according
room.
According to the league, he's wrong though.
Yeah, well,
so I don't know if it's a correct ruling. I mean, strict interpretation or not, and also there's also a segment of the population out there that may say the pitcher is an idiot for not being able to remember how to prepare for certain batters.
Well, hey, come on! You have a pitch hitter, if you're not prepared for the guy, but you got to if you want to embrace analytics, if you want to embrace sabermetrics, you're going to have to let this slide a bit, and I guess that's what MLB said. Hey, you know what? Let them do it. It's not the intention of the rule. I mean, it wasn't Vaseline. It wasn't. He wasn't scuffing the ball. He wasn't doing a spitball or anything like that. But
did it help him pitch?
They lost 7-1.
So obviously,
not.
He shouldn't have used it anyway. So really didn't matter.
Exit 4.
This exit, I just wanted to hit a couple changes in the NFL that bear looking at here. And I don't know if all of these are related to the changes in the gambling laws in the United States, but the league is finally relaxing the requirement of having to have a subscription to a cable system to watch games online.
Well, where are they going to put them online?
They're streaming games on, and here you
okay.
go.
Yeah. You have a list.
I have the list here. Let's see. Subscription-free games will be available on the NFL app and the Verizon-owned Yahoo Sports, Tumblr, and AOL apps in the United States.
Yeah, but you need subscriptions to these apps?
No, they're free apps.
They're free apps.
Yeah.
So I get free football.
Well, here's the deal. On these free streaming games, on these apps, the networks get to sell the majority of the ads appearing on those streams, and then the distributors, like Verizon, get the rest of the advertising. NFL's not making a dime off this. What they're doing is they're trying to offset the lack of audience they feel is happening on TV.
So I'm going to throw out an example here. If I'm sitting in Boston, but I want to watch the Eagles game, and it's not televised in Boston, I can go to one of these smart TV apps,
right,
or an app on my computer,
or the NFL
and
app,
actually watch the Eagles game.
The NFL app may charge.
Okay, all right.
So you don't know exactly what they're going to be doing, but they're free streaming games. You don't have to pay for the game that streams on the apps. There may be individual areas. I'm not familiar with the Yahoo Sports app or Tumblr. AOL, there are certain sections you do have to pay on the app to get it.
Okay.
So it's technically not free because I think you may have to have a membership to some of these, but the games are streamed free on those apps.
I know baseball. I know the Phillies did a lot of I think they did a couple games on Facebook. I'm not sure if it went over too big with the audience, and I know it didn't go over too big with the, if you're going to a bar, you really can't show the Phillies game if you're in a bar, behind the bar.
I just want to see how this affects mobile sports betting, because if you're anywhere watching the games on your phone and you have a mobile sports app, you might be able to do some in-game betting on this stuff because of a free stream. If the bar you're in doesn't have it, or where you're at doesn't have it, so there may be
It's interesting, the thinking behind this. I wonder if that came into their thought process, or was just, hey, you know what, we need another avenue for advertisers or something like that.
I think it's a whole bunch of things.
Sure.
But the other thing to watch out for, and this is because of a brand new change in policy because of the gambling laws, the Dallas Cowboys and WinStar World Casino in Oklahoma have entered into a partnership where WinStar becomes the official casino of the Dallas Cowboys, and they're able to use logos and team names in relations to the property.
That's amazing. I mean, 2 years ago, you couldn't do that.
No.
I think Robert Kraft was denied a casino ownership stake near Foxborough because it was too close. Now we have an official casino of an NFL team. Really.
And the Bears watching, because let's see what happens with other teams, how they're going to be doing this, because take the two New York teams.
Sure.
You got multiple sports books there.
I mean, you're on the property.
In New Jersey.
Yeah,
in New Jersey, they got multiple sports. You got DraftKings, you got FanDuel for mobile, you got FanDuel for land-based, you got all the land-based in Atlantic City.
Well, there's a sports book on the property of the Meadowlands Sports Complex. You can look out the window of the sports book and see the stadium.
But that's what I'm saying. It's places like New York and even Philly, they're going to be able to pick and choose who they want to have, and they may have multiple ones. Some of these other teams may miss out by not being in the right location for gambling. So we'll see what happens with that. I just wanted to let you take a think on that one and see exactly where it goes for throughout the year, because I want to see the NFL's reaction to this. The terms to the Cowboys were not disclosed, so no one knows what the Cowboys got from this deal.
Sounds good.
To contact the show, you can call or text us at 609-512-6510, 609-512-6510, at Turnpike Sports. That's us on Facebook and Twitter. Email us at info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Don't forget to email the International Bikini Team, info@internationalbikiniteam.org, to order your calendar from them. We're going to be heading into a break. And
stick around. Our next segment, this is when we really sound like idiots, when we do our picks. And don't worry, we'll put them on the blog so you can make fun of us if we get them wrong on Monday or Tuesday, whenever we pick the team, whenever they're playing. So.
Well, we'll see how this goes. This is going to be fun. Stick around for more Turnpike Sports.
Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from Turnpike Sports with this week's Bet Flash. Well, it was a busy week in the sports betting scene in New Jersey. Not only did Ocean Resort and Golden Nugget open their permanent sports books, FanDuel and William Hill both went live with their mobile sports betting apps. With the addition of these two mobile sites, that brings the total of sports betting apps in Jersey to 5, including DraftKings Sportsbook, PlayMGM, and Play SugarHouse Sportsbook. The Choctaws of Mississippi have become the first Native American tribe to offer sports betting outside of Nevada. On August 30th, the sportsbook at the Golden Moon Casino opened. Then on September 1st, the sportsbook at the Bachoma Casino started taking bets. Those casinos are 2 of the 3 properties located at the Pearl River Resort. The 3rd casino at Pearl River, the Silver Star, is also planning to launch a sportsbook. And finally, by now, everyone has heard about the senior Trump administration official who wrote an anonymous op-ed piece in the New York Times. Well, some sportsbooks are now offering odds on who that anonymous Trump official could be. According to MyBookie, Vice President Pence is the frontrunner with 2 to 3 odds. Coming in at a close second is Education Secretary Betsy DeVos at 2 to 1 odds. According to Bovada, Attorney General Sessions is a favorite at 5 to 2. They even have Melania Trump at 50 to 1. That one sounds like a pretty good bet. From the seaside to the desert, from the betting lines to the sites online, Turnpike Sports has got you covered. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Turnpike Sports. Do you wake up with a sore neck or a bad back? Or maybe you just had an awful night's sleep? Must be the bed, right? Well, maybe it's not your bed. Maybe it's your pillow. That's why I use MyPillow. I sleep great at night and wake up pain-free. And now there's a great deal being offered by the folks at MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Radio 4-Pack Special tab, and use promo code CARDS or call 1-800-319-7913 to take advantage of this 4-pack special. You'll get 50% off 2 MyPillow premium pillows and 2 Go Anywhere pillows when you check out with our promo code CARDS. You've heard the commercials about the 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty, and its patented interlocking fill. But really, get MyPillow because you deserve a restful, deep, comfortable, and healing sleep. That's the Radio 4-Pack Special at MyPillow.com or call 800-319-7913 and use promo code CARDS. Better sleep starts with MyPillow.
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff spice up your bedroom is even better. Just go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item for 50% off, and then we'll load on the free stuff. Just enter this very exclusive code, BABE16 at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts, including a sexy item for him, a special toy for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And for your viewing pleasure, 6 free spicy movies on DVD, plus free shipping! Always sent in discreet packaging. So go to adamandeve.com now. Get 50% off plus 10 free gifts when you enter the exclusive offer code BABE16. Again, that's BABE16. Because without it, no free stuff. That's BABE16 at adamandeve.com.
I'll bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day.
No way.
I'll give you 3 to 1 odds.
No.
5 to 1.
No.
10 to 1.
You're on.
Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. Now, this is hopefully one of our favorite portions of the show. It's our pick section.
God help us all.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to be putting these up on our blog so you can look at them and make fun of us. And
also, let's tell everybody we're also going to be from time to time having our astrologer
absolutely. He's
partner
come
on, Simon Chalk Whiskey. He's going to be joining us from time to time throughout the season. But this inaugural pick segment, I thought probably the best thing to do would be just us two right now, and we'll try and keep track of this throughout the season and see how we do. I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose all of this, so we'll see what happens. Let's start off with Jacksonville visiting the New York Giants. Jacksonville Jaguars visiting the New York Giants. Jacksonville opens up at a 3-point favorite. What do you think?
I like Jacksonville. I like what they're going to be. I like their firepower. I just don't know, what the Giants have right now. I know Odell Beckham's healthy, who's always a threat. Is Eli going to be looking his 37-year-old self, or I don't know how you translate from 3-13 to playing against a potential AFC Super Bowl contender.
Well, regardless of what Manning has in the arsenal, he's got Odell Beckham back with that new contract. He's actually got something to prove after getting all that money, and also all that drama that he causes every year. You got Saquon Barkley as their new running back, their number one pick.
I'm very curious. I know he had some hamstring issues, so that's why I'm a little hesitant about the Giants.
I just don't see that offensive line being able to control that defense of the Jaguars. Jaguars have one of the best defenses, not just in the AFC, but the entire NFL.
I think they have an outstanding secondary, and I think they'll keep everyone in check.
There are some people saying this is a Super Bowl team. I don't know about that. Not with Blake Bortles.
Well,
maybe if things happen, Leonard Fournette, if they learn to run Leonard Fournette in the second half of an AFC Championship game, you might see them make it to the Super Bowl. But right now, opening day, I just can't go with the Giants. I'm going with Jacksonville.
I like Jacksonville too. Should I do mine next, or
go right ahead?
Good. I'm taking the Tennessee Titans over the Miami Dolphins, who play in Miami this week. I know the Tennessee Titans are surprisingly only a 1-point favorite. They have a new coach, Mike Vrabel. He brought over Matt LaFleur, who's a great offensive coordinator from the Rams and the Falcons, and
they also brought over one of the running backs from the Patriots too. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think Marcus Mariota is going to be too much for Miami. Plus, I'm not a fan of Ryan Tannehill. I know he showed flashes, but he's coming off an injury, and I don't know who he's going to throw to. So Tennessee's only a 1-point favorite, so I'm going with Tennessee.
I'm an AFC East guy. I'm a Jets fan, so I'm familiar with the Dolphins. I think you got it right on the head, because I don't know what Tannehill can do with that offense. No. Every year there's some kind of potential there, but they never have it. So that's a good one. My next game is Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans opens up at a 9.5-point favorite. Now,
and rightly so, they're going to kill them.
My reasoning is simple for this. I'm going with New Orleans because I just can't see how Ryan Fitzpatrick keeps this game close against Drew Brees and that offense. That Tampa Bay defense is not good. New Orleans defense may be worse, but New Orleans doesn't have to deal with an offense like Drew Brees over there.
Drew Brees is going to have a career day on Sunday, so I think you're right.
You also may see him one of the most bought quarterbacks for fantasy.
Yeah.
Because that's a shooting ducks in a barrel.
The only thing I'm hesitant about is that point spread. I hate 9 points, but
it's 9.5.
It's 9.5, but I still think they're going to win big. Yeah, I still think they're going to win big. I think that's a good bet.
All right, my last game is the Kansas City Chiefs at the L.A. Chargers. Chargers are a 3-point favorite. Now, everyone keeps saying, is this the Chargers' year? I don't know. They keep saying that every year. But right now, I think with the Chiefs starting Patrick Mahomes, I'm still not trusting Mahomes yet.
No, I don't know what Mahomes has.
And the Chargers' defense is really good.
It's very good.
So I'm going with the Chargers with the 3 points.
Well, my next one is I'm going to annoy a lot of Cowboy fans, but Carolina is playing at Dallas and Carolina, and they're the 3-point favorite, mostly because they got that 3-point bump because they're at home. So, but I'm looking at Carolina for this one, just the fact that Carolina has more firepower on offense. I don't know who Dak Prescott is going to be throwing to. Des Bryant is gone. I know Ezekiel Elliott's back, but
is he healthy?
Well, he's healthy enough. He's back, but that's their only weapon I see on offense. I mean, they haven't filled the Jason Witten spot yet. So
no, that's going to be a big question.
I'm liking Carolina at home with the 3 points.
Alrighty, and I think you have a bonus.
I do. You know,
right off the bat, we have a first week pick segment. Now you have a bonus pick.
I do. The Houston Texans are opening up their season in New England against the Patriots, and they're a 6-point underdog. Deshaun Watson's back. I mean, J.J. Watt is back. And when you have DeAndre Hopkins as a weapon in that Patriots secondary, and just like the Super Bowl, there's no Malcolm Butler, so I'm not sure how good the secondary of the Patriots are. But I'm not saying Texans are going to win, but I think that 6 points is a little high. I'd take the Texans. You know?
Well, I hadn't planned on even doing a pick on this with this bonus game, but I think you're right. I see the Patriots pulling this out. The Texans have never won against the Patriots.
No, I think 6.
0-6. They're
0-6. Yeah.
They're 0-6. But I don't think. I think that spread is high.
That's just
you'd have to pick the Texans.
Texans with the points.
Yep, there you go. All right, that's the inaugural pick segment for this year, and hopefully we didn't do too bad. We'll find out on Tuesday after the entire week stuff is out. Actually, we didn't pick a Monday night game, so we'll find out Monday morning that we suck. So we hope you take a look at our blog, turnpikesportsradio.com. Head over to the blog, and we'll put these up, and we'll keep track of this throughout the seasons. Before we say goodbye, we have one more segment to do after this break, so stick around for more Turnpike Sports, where we're going to be talking about the weekend beer promotions. We'll get right back to the show, but I want to take a minute to talk to you about Being Genius. How would you like your coffee delivered right to your door every month, maybe 2 times a month? Well, now that can happen with Being Genius. Being Genius sells freshly roasted coffee from some of the best independent coffee roasters in the country at BeingGenius.com. And Being Genius actually learns their customers' individual taste preferences, then suggests future coffee blends for them. Well, how do they do that? Well, this is the cool thing about Being Genius. Over at BeingGenius.com, they use an algorithm which learns the coffee flavors you like and then pairs up what you like with the coffee that they have in stock. And it's all based upon you. Every time you order, the system learns. The system learns your preferences as you go along and order more and more coffee. And now, all our listeners at Turnpike Sports can get a special offer. You head on over to BeingGenius.com/subscription, and you'll be able to get 10% off your purchase when you use our promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E, at checkout. That's 10% off at BeingGenius.com/subscription with promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. BeingGenius.com, the smart specialty coffee subscription service.
Do you wake up with a sore neck or a bad back? Or maybe you just had an awful night's sleep? Must be the bed, right? Well, maybe it's not your bed. Maybe it's your pillow. That's why I use MyPillow. I sleep great at night and wake up pain-free. And now there's a great deal being offered by the folks at MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Radio 4-Pack Special tab, and use promo code CARDS or call 1-800-319-7913 to take advantage of this 4-pack special. You'll get 50% off 2 MyPillow premium pillows and 2 Go Anywhere pillows when you check out with our promo code CARDS. You've heard the commercials about the 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty, and its patented interlocking fill. But really, get MyPillow because you deserve a restful, deep, comfortable, and healing sleep. That's the Radio 4-Pack Special at MyPillow.com or call 800-319-7913 and use promo code CARDS. Better sleep starts with MyPillow.
Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. You know, one of the greatest thing about sports is some of the promotion surrounding the sports, and usually it involves beer.
Who are you kidding? Yeah, that's the
beer.
best part about
It usually
sports.
involves
Not
beer.
the promotions. The beer is the best part of sports.
Hey, we talked about one beer promotion a couple weeks ago. The Cleveland Browns, they have the
Victory Fridge.
victory fridge. Whether the first time they win, these fridges open up and you get beer, free beer.
Everyone at the bars that they're at, it's not in the stadium. It's in the surrounding bars.
Mm-hmm.
Once they get the win, Bud Light sends out a signal. All of the fridges open up in the bars, and you get a free beer.
So.
And Bud Light's actually pledged to every month replenish the beer, make it fresh.
So it's after every win, or no? Just
First win.
First win, only win. First and only win. All right. Which,
Well,
by
you
the
got to
way,
remember,
it'll be a first and only win.
the only game right now they're favored in right off the bat is the one against the Jets.
Really?
Week 3.
Wow.
So, but
Hey, they always play Pittsburgh tough in the opening week, and
well,
they play
knew,
Pittsburgh.
Who
so.
knew Le'Veon Bell was going to hold out like this?
Well,
So I don't know.
I think they got a shot this week. By the way,
I don't know. I just stayed away from that game. But
get those beer fridges ready. I think they might have a shot this week.
well, we'll see what happens. But yeah, good luck on the.
I'm not
free beer.
confident enough to put it in the pick section, but
No. Nor should you. Well, I figured let me talk about the weekly beer promotions here. Every so often I'll do this because they're getting more and more interesting. And first things first, we'll go with the Philadelphia Eagles
Yes.
statue. Bud Light unveiled the Philly special. The
that's
Philly statue. I'm sorry, I misspoke on that one.
that's a pretty big statue too. It's the coach and Nick Foles, Doug Peterson and Nick Foles
Stands over just 9 feet tall. And it's located just inside the Head House Plaza at Lincoln Financial Field. It's going to stay in that spot for this season. They're going to find a more permanent spot afterwards. But it's a image of Foles and Peterson sharing that part on the sidelines when they decide to do the famous trick play. And at the bottom of the statue, it says, "You want to do Philly."
Yep.
Which,
and by the way, they did last night too.
So
when they beat the Atlanta Falcons, they did the Philly special. That's a big tattoo in Philadelphia now.
everything is Philly. Like I said at the beginning, everything's going to be Philly special.
They had a giveaway with a visor, and underneath the visor, they had the Philly special written out in diagram. So that's a big thing in Philly now.
Well, between the T-shirts, between all that, even Bud Light did a commercial for him with Philly in there for during their Super Bowl run there. So, that's always interesting. It's going to be interesting to see where they actually finally put it, but it's a nice statue too.
Yeah, no,
they
it's
did
nice.
nice stuff.
I think
They
it
did
fits
nice
in
stuff.
with the. There's a lot of statues with Bobby Clark and the other people around the Philly sports scene and things like that. But no, it fits in with the other sports statues that they have around there.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where they actually finally put it. I don't think it's going to take the place of the Rocky statue in Philly.
No. Interestingly enough, the Rocky statue isn't at the sports complex. It's at the
Library.
No, it's at the art museum.
At the art museum, sorry, library, same thing. Library. But the other promotion I came across, which was I thought was interesting. When people are looking for a job, they always send out their resume somewhere.
Okay.
Now, Natty Light, Natural Light Beer, is doing it for you in a very unique way. They're having a contest to have one of their drinkers. They refer to them as one of their drinkers, basically the people that consume their beer, to put their resume on a race car.
Okay.
The entire resume will be shrink wrapped around a race car on TV.
Okay.
This is going to be on Chris Boucher's car, number 37, and it's going to be at the Las Vegas race, the South Point 400, which is going to be televised.
But aren't you telling prospective employers that, hey, I drink a lot? No, that's not what you're telling people.
See, you
Isn't that the
went right.
implication?
You just went right to the negative of this.
Are you kidding?
Natural Light is doing something special for their audience.
Okay, fine. I am.
And you just went right.
I drink
right
a
down.
lot of Natural Light. Can I work for you?
Hey, their resume is going to go around
Hey, if it helps someone,
around the
whatever.
track multiple times on TV. So
how can someone read it off a car anyway?
It's going to be nice and big. They're going to be doing different things. The door's going to have something. The roof is going to have something. The hood is going to have something. And it's just one of those more unique promotions. Might be better than the Philly statue in terms of promotion-wise.
Sure, I guess. I mean,
it's one of those things.
Whatever helps someone get a job, fine. But I'm just good for Natty Light. They're helping people get employment.
It's a very unique thing. They also a little while back gave $1 million to help students repay their student loans too.
That's great.
So
that's good that
they're trying to do a lot of different things.
Doing.
I think that's a very unique marketing plan. Not only does it get the beer sold, it also gets people watching the race, and that's all you need right there. That's a sign of a good promotion.
Is it required that if an employer sees your resume and he calls you in for an interview, do you crack a beer open in front of him at the interview, or
just don't come in drunk? Drink during the interview or drink after the interview.
Right.
Just don't go in drunk. So that's it for this week in beer promos. Hopefully everybody enjoys the upcoming schedule of games for the NFL and the college football.
I can't wait. Opening weekend for the NFL is always special.
It's always a good time. It's one of those things where you have the Saturday early, Saturday late, so Sunday early, Sunday late, Sunday night, and Monday night. You got a doubleheader Monday night too.
Yep.
So I always like that, to see the two games. Personally, because I like the 7:00 start. I don't like the 8:30 starts.
I don't know how awake I'm going to be for the second Monday night game, but hey, it's always there. So,
well, alrighty, everybody, have a great time this weekend, and we'll catch you next week on Turnpike Sports.
See you next time on the Turnpike.